You know, in the past couple of weeks, since people knew I was going to WrestleMania 29, people have been telling me, oh, just go and have fun. It's WrestleMania. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Sure, it's been a shitty build-up, but it is still a fun event. Even if the build-up has been shitty, we'll probably get some pretty good matches, decent matches. Maybe WWE will deliver a few surprises to make this into a memorable show. The young guys will step up and steal the spotlight and finally break through. Well, you know, that's good that you have a positive outlook on life like that and everything, but I have one question. Where the fuck was any of that shit? I was going to do a WrestleMania 29 mega review. It was going to be awesome. It was going to be fun. I was going to show a bunch of shit, a bunch of live videos, pictures, video reactions to the ends of matches. It was going to be a mega review thing. I was going to call it my WrestleMania 29 experience. And it was going to be positive. I was going into this show saying it is WrestleMania, saying this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing even though I went to WrestleMania 20, and saying let me just have fun. But this mega review thing, fact of the matter is, I just do not have the passion right now to do something like that. I don't have the passion and I don't feel the motivation to upload videos from my camera onto my computer and edit the videos and compile it into a real nice review, because this show does not deserve a nice compiled and edited review. There's no opening intro to this video with the Attitude Era theme song. There's no opening catchphrase. There's no Jay Shady. There's no voice of reason. There's no Smoking Skull title on my shoulder. There's no notes to read off of what I wrote during the show. This is just me, Justin Rubin, a 22-year-old kid from Brooklyn, New York. A kid who, for his whole life, has loved WWF/WWE ever since he first laid his eyes on it in a match between Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon, who has stuck with WWE, who has been loyal to WWE. And all that shit is just about to be fucking erased, just like that. This isn't going to be a review like your normal review. This is going to be more in the style of a fucking rant. And I'm sick of ranting, but I just have to. Because this was horrible. You cannot call this WrestleMania. I just got home and I feel so ashamed and underwhelmed, and I feel like I've just been screwed. You know, even the crowd during this WrestleMania was pretty fucking lame, in my opinion. And the crowd was one of the things I was going into this show with high expectations, saying at least being in the crowd environment will be fun and unpredictable. But this crowd, I don't know how it came off on TV, but live, it came off pretty fucking lame. I mean, even during the Cena match, you didn't have any like edgy chants or unique chants. Like, they weren't chanting same old shit or fuck you Cena or shit like that like they used to, like they did at WrestleMania 22, WrestleMania 23. It was just the typical let's go Cena, Cena sucks shit. I mean, the crowd was pretty dead throughout the night, and I can't blame them for being dead, but at least in New York, don't be dead, you boo shit. Like, I remember when WWE would do shit around New York, in Madison Square Garden, the whole crowd would chant, let's go Rangers, or let's go Knicks, because they didn't care about the shit that was going on. It was funny. It was just cool to be in the crowd. But this crowd was just a bunch of casual fans, a bunch of PG fucking nut jobs, and a bunch of fucking marks and smart marks, and just your horrible wrestling fans that you have today. It is true. All the good wrestling fans have seriously left the company. You know, I mean, even going there, it was just unbelievable. How many grown-ass men, and I'm talking about grown-ass men, people in their mid-20s, late 20s, dressed up as John Cena, dressed up as a guy who was on the cover of Fruity Pebbles, dressed up in bright-ass yellow shirts with headbands and wristbands, bright-ass purple shirts with their fucking $400 fake WWE spinner belts on their shoulder. I mean, this isn't Halloween, son. You don't dress up like a goofball on a regular day like this. And it was just insane seeing all these grown-ass men dressed like this, and then seeing all these kids dressed the same exact way as these grown-ass men. I felt like I was in another dimension. Oh my god, let me just talk about this show. So this show did not feel like WrestleMania in the slightest. The only thing that felt like WrestleMania about this whole fucking show was the set. The set was phenomenal. Unfortunately, the matches and the show couldn't live up to the great set. The greatest thing about this whole show was the fucking Philly cheesesteak that I ate. That motherfucker was delicious. It had a nice fucking steak, juicy steak in it. Very cheesy. That's how I like my Philly cheesesteaks. And I had some good fucking cheese fries and cherry coke. Besides that, everything else sucked. I wish I could do a review on the Philly cheesesteak, quite frankly. You know, the show opens and you don't even have somebody sing America the Beautiful. You're in New York, the New York area. I know it's New Jersey, but they're promoting it like it's the New York area. This is when WWE is in their hometown, and you don't even start off your WrestleMania like you do every other WrestleMania. I can't remember a WrestleMania that didn't start off with America the Beautiful. But this WrestleMania isn't important enough to start off with somebody singing America the Beautiful. It's supposed to be legitimate. It's supposed to be mature and respectful, this show. It's supposed to be the grandest show. I mean, how is this different than fucking Over the Limit or Extreme Rules? You start off your show the same fucking way. Let me go right into the fucking pre-show. You have The Miz versus Wade Barrett for your Intercontinental Championship. This match was fucking retarded. It was short as fuck. Such a short match. I mean, even on Raw, we'd be bitching about this match being boring and retarded. The Miz wins with a fucking figure 4 leg lock, you know, just stealing pops from Ric Flair. You know, the guy who was at one point a WWE champion now has to rely on the finishing move of a legend in order to get over. And this is what the Intercontinental Championship has become. That you have the title change hands on YouTube. I mean, I remember when people like Macho Man gave prestige to that belt. Ricky Steamboat, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Bret Hart, Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho. And now you have the title changing hands on your pre-show. It basically goes with the whole notion that any title that isn't the WWE Championship doesn't mean jack shit to this company. So, retarded shit. Then your show officially opens without an America the Beautiful song that's fucking a disgrace in my opinion. And we go to the first match. 6-man tag. The Shield versus Sheamus, Randy Orton, Big Show. I mean, the Shield had impressive spots here and there, but overall, this was a pretty just match. It was just there. I mean, nothing happened really, and the Shield wins. I'm glad that happened. The ending came off kind of blah to me. You have Roman Reigns spear Randy Orton, and then Dean Ambrose covers Randy Orton. I just didn't feel like this was the end of the match because it was short. And then Big Show turns heel. Ooh! Yay! Big Show's fucking 69th heel turn. This is awesome. When the man has just turned face 3 weeks ago. What is wrong with this creative, man? I'm like cracking up here because I don't know what's going on. You know? It's like since WWE knew the fans expected Randy Orton to turn heel, they literally said, haha, fuck you, we're going to turn Big Show heel just to try to not give you what you want. I don't know. Okay. Then you get Mark Henry versus Ryback. This match, I know I said I was looking forward to this, but holy fucking hell. This match sucked. This match was boring as hell. There was like a fucking 5-minute bear hug, 2 of them. And holy shit, this ending. Oh my god. So you have Ryback actually shell-shock Mark Henry. Well, he hoists Mark Henry up in the shell-shock position, so he actually lifts him up. And the WrestleMania crowd is in a holy shit moment right now. And what do? They have Mark Henry fall on Ryback, wait about 15 seconds, cover Ryback, and beat him. You know, I'm more of a Mark Henry fan than Ryback. I was more pumped to see Mark Henry come out. But even Mark Henry winning this match, I felt just underwhelmed and disgusted, and I felt wronged because it's pretty obvious to anybody. I don't care how much you hate Ryback. It's pretty obvious that Ryback was supposed to win this match. How many times could this man lose? And people are telling me that they have hope for the new stars when the new stars can't even win a match. And the post-match segment was just retarded. Ryback shell-shocks Mark Henry. What are they trying to make a WrestleMania moment that Ryback shell-shocked Mark Henry? Why couldn't they just have him shell-shock Mark Henry, then win the match? What does it matter that he shell-shocks Mark Henry after the match? The crowd is already in this what-the-fuck mood that we don't care for that shit. It just looks retarded. It's not going to be remembered. If you're going to have him shell-shock Mark Henry, why don't you have him win the match with it? Then you get Team Hell No versus Dolph Ziggler and Biggie Langston for the Tag Team Championship. This was like one of your better matches of the night, but it wasn't even all that good. It was fucking 7 minutes. I mean, your undercard, besides your 3 main event matches, were like, what were they? All of them were about 10.5 minutes or less. You had 2 10.5 minute matches and all the rest were less than that. So, you know, this is the worst pacing and use of time I've ever seen in a WrestleMania, arguably. This match was okay for the time it ran. It was not anything that good, though. I don't care what fucking PG lovers want to say or Dolph Ziggler fucking boyfriends want to say. Kane wins it with a choke slam. Daniel Bryan, and then Kane, they win it. Kane does a choke slam. Daniel Bryan does a flying headbutt to Dolph Ziggler and gets the pin 1, 2, 3 to retain. So I'm sure you're going to have a bunch of smart marks fucking jerking off because Daniel Bryan gave tribute to Chris Benoit, you know, but this match wasn't that good. I'm fucking sorry. I mean, I expected Team Hell No to go over, but for a tag team championship match at Mania, the fuck was this? Then you get... Oh my god. Fandango versus Chris Jericho. You know, it's like... I predicted Chris Jericho would go over just out of hope. But I mean, a lot of people expected Fandango to go over. That was the general consensus. And it's just insane how literally every single thing during this whole show that we expected to happen, happened. They did not budge for a fucking bit in this show to give us something unpredictable, to give us something we didn't expect. Anybody with half of a brain could have told how the show was going to go. There literally was not one surprise on this whole show. Fandango versus Chris Jericho. Just a not good match. I mean, Chris Jericho, like, he wasn't even, like, on his 5-star game, in my opinion. I mean, it was just him, like, on offense for most of the match. It wasn't that exciting, this match. And then at the end, Fandango starts doing some offense and shit. Like, he doesn't even do that many moves. I heard people saying that Chris Jericho really made Fandango look good. I didn't see anything fucking good, honestly. And then Chris Jericho's going for the walls of Jericho. Fandango rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. So... Chris Jericho, a man who has beaten Stone Cold, beaten The Rock, beaten like Kurt Angle, beaten Shawn Michaels, and this guy loses a match to somebody who has never had a match in the WWE. How retarded does that look? Now, I know people are going to say, well, this is putting Fandango over in a huge spot. This is building for the future of the company. But there's a difference between building logically and building like a fucking retard. I mean, this was retarded. This is just stupid. This is just unbelievable. You don't believe that Fandango could get a clean win. He didn't even win dirty. He won straight up clean against Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, please go tour with Fozzy and get the fuck away from this company. Then what did you get? You got Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger for the Heavyweight Championship. And, you know, you didn't even have... I don't know how this came out on television, but at least how it appeared to the live audience, you didn't even have an entrance for Jack Swagger. They were showing the video package, and then Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger just appeared in the ring. That's how important this match is. This Heavyweight Championship match is. And, you know... this was a good match if this was on Main Event or Superstars, but this is WrestleMania, your show of shows, the grandest stage of them all, where superstars are made into legends, the showcase of the immortals, and you have a average, just like Raw or Main Event match for your World Heavyweight Championship. This shit didn't go over 10 minutes. Oh my god, this was just like unmemorable. I can't even remember how it ended. I think Jack Swagger tapped out to the armbar. I mean, they just wrestled a by-the-numbers match. Nothing happened. This is one of the most forgettable championship matches ever in history. Fucking ever. Even John Cena versus The Miz is more memorable because The Rock interfered in that match. And that was a horrible match. Then you got The Undertaker versus CM Punk. And you know, I said previously that The Undertaker should have retired at 20-0. I did not want to see The Undertaker come back to extend the streak because it doesn't sound as good as 20-0. It should have been end of an era. But I wholeheartedly take that back. Because without The Undertaker... I really want to know, what the fuck was this company going to do? It is sad that a 48-year-old man, a man nearly 50 years old, has been having to save WrestleMania for the past 4 or 5 years. This was your only great match of the night. If it wasn't for this match, this would be like one of the top 5 worst WrestleManias of all time. But... this match saved the show. It didn't save the show because this show was fucking shit. But this was the only good fucking match. It wasn't... I know that people are CM Punk fans, so they're gonna lie and say this is a 5-star classic. They're gonna... oh yeah, fucking amazing match. But you know, this was a great match. This was not as good as the Triple H matches and Shawn Michaels matches, but this was probably his next best match. Undertaker's next best Mania match. This was like a 4-star match, probably maybe... no, probably like 4.5. It wasn't a 5-star match. This was great, though. One thing. Why can CM Punk never break a fucking announce table? You know, he tries to do the elbow, and the spot was looking awesome, and then it just kind of... it was like, oh. Because the fucking table didn't break. This motherfucker, he's just too skinny to fucking break a table. That's what it is, because Triple H... broke the table fucking fine in the next match. He's just way too skinny. But I'm so glad with the outcome of this match. This was fucking great. With them countering their finishing moves, and then Undertaker lifts him up for a fucking tombstone. Bam, motherfucker. Bam, CM Punk fanboys. 1, 2, 3, 21-0. Wah, wah. You know, so now CM Punk is going to take time off good because he needs to fucking heal, rest his wounds, get freshened up, and hopefully go somewhere different with his character because I'm getting sick and tired of this no respect shit. So, Thank you, fucking Undertaker, for having to save WrestleMania when you should be retired by now and resting with your family. Then you get Triple H versus Brock Lesnar in the No Holds Barred match. Oh, Jesus Christ. This match was just atrocious. I mean, this made the SummerSlam match look like fucking Shawn versus Taker, in my opinion. This, for a No Holds Barred match, this motherfucker was lame as fuck. I mean, we had some spots on the steel steps, you had a chair, but I mean, that's it. This is a No Holds Barred match, that's all we get. This was so slow. And like Brock Lesnar, Jesus Christ, you know, Brock Lesnar was like taking a page out of Scott Steiner's book in Scott Steiner's match with Triple H at the Royal Rumble, where he was just doing like fucking 10 German suplexes, 20 belly-to-bellies, non-stop. I mean, it's insane. I mean, Brock Lesnar, who was such a good wrestler at one point, has just lost it, man. I mean, the thing that was good about his match with John Cena is because he was in that match as an MMA fighter. He was doing MMA type shit, which is how he should still be having these matches. I don't know why they're trying to book him in these wrestling style matches, because he has clearly lost the skill to have a wrestling style match, and he's not having matches on a consistent basis in order to pick up that skill again. But this was boring. I did not hear a more dead crowd for a main event match maybe ever. I mean, the crowd, you could have literally heard a pin drop in the crowd. They were chanting, boring, boring, you know. You have Shawn Michaels there. He doesn't even fucking... He does a super kick to Paul Heyman. You know, that's the only way you use Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. Super kick Paul Heyman, then go collect your paycheck. What the fuck is that shit? And then the one part of this match that I was about to lose my fucking head, the most over part was when Triple H had Brock Lesnar in the Kimura lock 3 times. That was an exciting part, but if Triple H, I was about to lose it. I was about to leave the arena if Triple H made Brock Lesnar tap to the Kimura lock. You know, putting an MMA move on an MMA fighter and making him tap, you know, but that would just fit Triple H's ego. But thank God that shit didn't happen, and he pedigreed him on the steel steps and won 1, 2, 3. But holy shit, this match was fucking horrible. Like, just a bad match. Fuck. Then you get your main event. You know, I was expecting tons of funk, quite honestly, but they didn't come out. You know, I'm not complaining about not seeing tons of funk, but you know, I am going to complain that WWE actually took up TV time to dedicate towards this match, and then they just put it off. You know, they don't even respect the fans enough to give us an explanation why the match isn't happening. They just make it as if this match, you know, just never existed. They just stopped talking about it. This is the respect that they have with their customers, this company. And you didn't even have any promos for this match, the main event, I mean backstage segments. Throughout this whole WrestleMania, you didn't have any backstage segments or anything like that. Or any special moments, you know, besides the matches. It just did not feel like WrestleMania in the slightest. I mean, if it wasn't for the set saying WrestleMania, I wouldn't know I was at WrestleMania. I mean, I remember being at Raws back in even in 2005, 2006, and it felt more special. The crowd was more energized. The crowd had more balls. The crowd was more edgy. This was just I don't know. It was like a overhyped house show or some shit. But you have your main event, John Cena versus The Rock, and I mean, exactly what we expected. But you know, it's just disgusting because it is what we expected. I mean, this was a good match. I mean, it was a good match being there. I don't know how it plays out on TV, but being there, the crowd was electric towards the end. I will say the first half of this match was fucking boring as hell. They were doing rest holds forever. I was literally, I'm not even lying, my eyes were getting heavy at certain points during this show, and I was almost dozing off. Can you imagine that? WrestleMania, among 80,000 people screaming, I was dozing off. But this match was boring. Then it picked up, and they kind of just relied on the whole false finish fest in order to make this into a good match, which is kind of cheap in my opinion. Just because people kick out of finishers doesn't make something a good match. I don't think this was as good as their match last year, but this was the second best match of the night, I guess. It was fun being in the crowd for this match, especially when, the crowd had me cheering for The Rock. Even though the PG Rock I do not like, this crowd made me feel like a kid when I used to cheer for The Rock, so I cheered for The Rock here. I just hate Cena, and I'll take anybody over Cena, but the crowd did not like Cena for the most part, and I was cheering for The Rock, especially when he kicked out of the attitude adjustments, maybe 2 of them. But I mean, you have John Cena here. The motherfucker kicks out of a people's elbow, gets out of the sharpshooter 2 times, and kicks out 3 rock bottoms, I believe. I mean, okay, now we're going in fucking Roadrunner, like Looney Tune Bugs Bunny type territory with this shit. One of the goofy parts of this match was when Rock does a Samoan drop, and then he decides to go for the 5-knuckle shuffle, the way that Cena tried to go for the people's elbow last match and lost, and he goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle, and of course, to no fucking surprise, Cena gets up and does the AA. I mean, it was just like a fucking kid booked this shit. Because it was just so sloppy and just so retarded. Why would The Rock do this when he knows Cena lost the match doing that? And, I mean, to make the match, look like it's going to end the same way that it ended last year, it was like a kid was booking this shit straight up. But, yeah, after kicking out of 25 rock bottoms, Cena hits an AA, wins the belt. What are you going to say? And then the post-match segment, they start hugging and kissing each other. The Rock said on last Raw 2 Raws before, he said, make no mistake about it or some shit, I'm paraphrasing, this isn't about handing over any torch, this is about me kicking your ass. But what was this match about in the end? Passing over the torch, no ass kicking, hugging The Rock, doing this shit. And yes, I was cheering for The Rock, but when he started doing this, I was booing the shit out of both men. Booing the fuck out of the end of this WrestleMania. Dude, what a way to send the fans home happy. I mean, yeah, Cena's definitely going to beat Ric Flair's record for 16 championships. That's without a doubt. But I'm getting at a point here, like a midlife crisis as a wrestling fan. I was gonna do the thing with WWF Attitude Era 7 where we both stayed until Mania 30, and if they didn't improve till then, we leave. But I can't go that long, honestly. I am nearing my end. I am just sick and tired of putting myself through this shit. A company that doesn't give a shit about its fans. Just look at this show. You had people chanting throughout both championship matches, we want Ziggler, we want Ziggler. And what does WWE do? They don't have Dolph Ziggler cash in. I mean, WWE just does not care what their fans want. People were literally screaming for Ziggler. And still WWE refuses, intentionally out of spite, to give the fans what they want. Why should I watch a company that has no respect for their own fans? No Ziggler cash in, no Randy Orton heel turn, no Cena heel turn, no surprise appearances, no RVD showing up. I mean, no surprises, nothing, everything we predicted. This was horrible. This is a 5.5, the worst WrestleMania in my opinion since WrestleMania 2000. And if I take into account the road to WrestleMania build-up, if I take that into account also, this is one of the top 3 worst WrestleManias of all time. Because at least those really bad WrestleManias had some decent to good to great build-up. This build-up was shit. This show was just as much shit. I can't believe they come to New York and do this. You know, I mean, I'm done. I'm done. And I just do not have patience for PG fucking fanboys right now. I will, like, you know what? You can have your fucking PG company. You know, be happy that you're watching the kids show. Oh, fucking, you know, clap and pat yourself on the back because you enjoy a company that gears towards children. And you know what? Like, I don't understand these people, you know, people who hate this show that say that they don't understand how people could not watch it and that they can never stop watching it and that they want to see them improve and they don't understand the reason behind boycotting, because that doesn't make sense, because you're literally saying this company could do anything. This company could literally have a show where Vince McMahon just sleeps in the middle of the ring for 3 hours and you will watch it. Enough is enough. Enough is enough, and it's time for a change, like a legend once said. I mean, I just can't. I mean, why are we analyzing this shit? Why are we critiquing a show that is for kids? I mean, how retarded does that sound? It's literally like we're reviewing and critiquing Sesame Street or Teletubbies. How retarded does that sound? Yeah, we're taking this shit so seriously. And it's a show for children, for 5-year-olds, and for moms so that they'll let their children watch it. I mean, whatever. The grown-ass men who act like little fucking babies could have their PG show. I'm done. I'm so close to done. I'm going to watch Raw tomorrow. And, you know, there better be some fucking shocking shit to make up for this fucking WrestleMania. But I'm not here for much longer. And I don't want to do that because I'm new to YouTube and my channel is really getting a lot of success. But I can't make believe anymore. I can't make believe I actually care. You think I want to come here and rant on a company that I love for all you people that dislike my videos and say, hey, bitch, bitch, bitch? You think I want to rant? You think I want to complain? You think I want to criticize everything? But they don't give me anything to praise, and I was begging tonight for something to praise. But nothing. I'm done. I mean, quite frankly, I'd rather rewatch Raws from 1997 to 2004 and review those Raws. At least I could give some positive praise, some positive critical assessment. You know what? You know what I do? Since I haven't watched, you know, the golden era, I should just watch that shit since I never saw it. So if I'm going to watch something that I never saw before, I should just go back to the 80s, you know? As I actually am really enjoying that shit ever since I started my WrestleMania review series, seeing all those older WrestleManias. When they were showing the video packages of WrestleManias, I was getting more chills and more inspired by the clips of people like Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Macho Man than I was from the whole show in the present day. So there you go. 5.5 out of 10. If you take it to the count, the road to WrestleMania, this is like a fucking 2 or some shit like that. This is not WrestleMania. I'm sorry. The biggest night of the year, the biggest event. This is the biggest time for the WWE. Their biggest show. And this is what they give us. I mean, if this is their best, I am frightened to see what is their worst. So there you go. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. I just want to know, please tell me, how did the show pan out for you as a viewer, for the television audience? Especially for the ending segment, how did the crowd react to Cena winning in the post-match segment? Please let me know about that. And that's all I got to say. Bye.